Today I am with Aceface and I am going to play the new Necron Codex.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, today I'm going to be playing the new Necron Codex for the first time, and I have the pleasure of playing Aceface. Hello Aceface.
Hello, it's good.
Thank you for coming down. Ace is going to play the brand new Tau Codex as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so before we get started, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Okay, so before we take a look at the lists and get the game going, let's have a quick chat. So Ace, the Tau Codex.
Yeah.
Is this your first game with it?
Pretty much so. A few little test runs, but basically this is the first proper outing for the Tau, so I'm excited to see what they're capable of.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
How did you find list building? Because I had, not an issue, but there's quite a few tricks and things in the Codex that I really wanted to try.
Yeah.
My first list that I made was about 3,000 points with all the tricks I wanted to try.
I'm still running 3,000 points, did I not tell you?
So I had to tone it all down to 2,000. I've got a list which I'm very happy with. I'm looking forward to playing. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I just wondered how you found list building to start with.
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge. I think there are, like you say, lots of toys, lots of stratagems, lots of bits and pieces to kind of put together to try and come up with something that you feel is going to react and work well as an army. So yeah, it always comes with its challenges, but it's a lot of fun. I've tried to pick the toys that I think will give you a good beating, but we'll have to wait and see how they get on.
Okay, yeah, we will find out. So let's have a look at the lists. Okay, so here is my 2,000 point army. I am playing Mefrit Dynasty. I've got a battalion detachment. In the HQ slot, my warlord is going to be the Cryptic with the staff and cloak. He's going to have the Mefrit Dynasty warlord trait, Merciless Tyrant. That extends his staff of light by 6 inches. I've then got a Cryptic with the staff of light, Chronometron and the Vow of Darkness. For my troops choice, I have 18 warriors and 2 squads of 10 immortals, all with Gauss guns. In the elites slot we have the Deceiver. He has the powers of the Catan and he knows Time's Arrow and Cosmic Fire. We then go on to the fast attack choices. I have 2 squads of destroyers, 4 destroyers in each squad and 1 heavy destroyer in each squad. And lastly, I've got a Lord of War auxiliary detachment, the Tesseract Vault. And the powers of the Catan that the Vault knows are Antimatter Meteor, Sky of the Fallen Stars, Seismic Assault and Trans-Dimensional Thunderbolt. And that is my 2,000 point army. I've cherry picked some of the Necron stratagems which I may wish to use during the game. I've cherry picked Damage Control Override, Solar Pulse, Resurrection Protocols, Talent for the Annihilation and Extermination Protocols. Let's see how many of them I get to use in the game. Right, that's my list. Let's have a look at the Tau. Okay, so here is the Tau army. Let's see what we have.
So I've got a battalion and I have a Vanguard detachment. So the Vanguard detachment is the one where I can take lots of elite slots. So I run through it and I run through it from the front. It's all from the set Tau, and that one, for anyone that hasn't sort of read up on it, means that I do my Overwatch on a 5 and a 6 rather than just a 6, which is a pretty good army round buff. I think it's probably the best. It also gives me access to all the special characters, which are pretty much all in the Tau set. So I have started off with the army, and these are in the battalion. Obviously I have 2 units of Kroot that are along the front here, and they're yet to do their kind of scout move, but 2 units, bare basic, just units of 10, and a little bit of bubble wrap there. We'll carry on with the troops while we're at it. So I have a unit of 10 fire warriors. They're again pretty stock standard. They do have a guardian drone, and they also have the DS8 tactical support turret with SMS, which obviously is yet to be deployed because you deploy that at the end of movement phase, if I think I'm right. Just behind them we have one of the first characters, so that character there is Darkstrider. So Darkstrider is just a really good buffing unit, nice and cheap and cheerful, and it also provides me a very reliable marker light. And then another character that's not too far away is the Ethereal. For the clever-eyed among you will know that that's actually one of the kind of the Guardian guys from one of the characters, but I don't particularly like the Ethereal models until they brought the new one out with that's skating on a drone, and I don't have that yet, so I use him as my Ethereal because I think he's just a much cooler, buffier model. So we've got him.
He's your Warlord, right?
He is also my Warlord, yeah, and he has the Unity Divides Us Warlord trait, which is, again, helps quite nice and works with the synergy that hopefully you'll see in the game. Then behind, and this guy is actually in a different detachment, but as I said, it makes no difference because they're all the same sept. I have a Fireblade. By the way, both the Fireblade and Darkstrider are from Wargaming exclusive, I think, so they're third-party models, but I think they're quite cool and funky. So that one there, as I said, is a Fireblade. Again, quite a good buffing unit. Hide him behind there. We might as well finish off the characters while we're at it, and the last character to go across is Shadow Sun. Shadow Sun, as I said, is not the Warlord, but an amazing buffing unit, and she has 2 shield drones that are next to her. So they're kind of the characters. Then I have 2 shield drone units. So one over this side, and then one cowering behind the Riptide over here. So that's them. I then have lots of Riptides, which pretty much makes up the rest of my army, which you can't kind of miss. And 4 of them are exactly the same, and they are all heavy burst cannons. And let me get the wording right for you guys. So they have got advanced targeting systems and counter fire defense system. And what that means is their weapons are -1 AP, so they go from being -1 to -2, which is really nice, and they also re-roll their Overwatch, so that's really handy as well. If something's coming into you, bearing in mind that I'm Overwatching on 5s, now I'm re-rolling them, that's really, really nice. And then the last Riptide, and if you're kind of worrying about where these are split between the 2 detachments, but as I said before, it shouldn't make any difference because they're all the same. And this guy here has got the iron cannon, and he also has the plasma. Don't think the plasma's a great option, but it's kind of what I had modelled on the model from the last edition, so I've just kept with it. He has the same with the Overwatch system, but what he has is he has the velocity tracker, so he has +1 ballistic skill at anything with fly, and hopefully that'll be handy against some of Nick's stuff. And that, I hope I haven't missed anything, is my army. So it comes in at 1,998 points. And just the last thing to kind of mention, the Ethereal also has the Pure Tide Engram Neurochip, which is the command point farming relic. So on every stratagem used on a roll of a 6, I can take a command point back, and that's both for what I roll as well as Nick as well. So hopefully that will generate me a few extra command points.
Right, okay, so we are playing Dominate and Destroy. So that's 6 objectives. We score a point if we're holding an objective at the end of each of our turns, and it's going to be kill points, so quite an interesting mission. Deployment map, I can't remember the name, but basically it's the one with 6 inches up here into a little point just up to here. I've deployed, I've got the Vault right in the middle with the Cloak Cryptic, 2 squads of destroyers. Hiding here we've got the Cryptic with the Warriors, and over here we've got some Immortals and the Deceiver. The other squad of Immortals are just in the building where there is an objective, so we've got 1 objective just there. We have 1 objective in the middle, just there. We've got 1 behind where the Kroot are, 1 in that building, 1 over there, and the last one is over here with my destroyers. So we are going to find out who will be going first. Okay, so the Necrons, who had less units than the Tau, do get +1 to the dice roll to see if they go first. They are hoping but they go first. So let's see what we can get.
I got it. Well, it's a draw.
A draw.
Yeah.
A reroll.
You get the +1.
Yeah.
So,
okay, here we go then. Come on. A 4, a 5. That's enough. Draw again. Okay. Here we go. Come on, Necrons. No! Okay.
I think I might go first, Nick.
Yeah?
Do you fancy seizing?
I think I'm going to definitely have a go at seizing the initiative.
Come
on. Come on. No! Okay. So it's going to be Tau going first. Okay, so I rolled for my Deceiver and I managed to get 2 units to move. So I moved 1 Immortal Squad just over here next to the objective, and then I moved the other Immortal Squad there next to the central objective with the Deceiver behind. The Kroot then did their scout moves. These guys are daisy chaining up quite close to my Immortals, and there's an objective behind there they're just trying to capture as well. And then these guys moved up towards these Immortals here. So that was it. So now we're going to move on to the Tau, turn 1. Okay, so turn 1 for the Tau. No movement whatsoever apart from these Kroot who moved up towards the objective. We then had a couple of Markolites come in on both of my Immortal squads, and then lots and lots of shooting. Buffed by the characters that are there, they managed to wipe out both Immortal squads. It did take pretty much the entire army shooting at them, but they did eventually go down. The Vault took a couple of shots in from one of the big guns, and 7 wounds were taken from it. There was 1 Riptide that still was left to shoot when the Immortals went down. They went into the destroyers and they killed 2 destroyers. So the Tau got first blood, holding 3 objectives, that's another 3 points, and also destroyed 2 units. So they're up to 6 points on their turn 1. They've used 1 command point for one of the stratagems. Okay, so now we're going to go into the Necron turn 1. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so turn 1 for the Necrons. So what I did is I put the destroyer unit that was just here onto the objective in the building, getting their guns into range at the closest Riptide. And then I moved these destroyers here, again just straggling for the objective and getting in range of the Riptides as best as possible. I moved the Deceiver just up here to get his powers into range, and then did the Veil of Darkness with the Warriors and the Cryptic just in front of him. I managed to get 4 wounds back on the Vault, taking it back up to 25 wounds with the help of the Cryptic and Living Metal, and they just advanced forward. I then did my powers of the Catan, and to be fair, they didn't go very well. I pretty much didn't do anything. I killed a couple of Fire Warriors, and that was it with the powers, so that was a bit of a disaster, a bit of a letdown. I then tried shooting, and the Tau here very, very cleverly deployed. So the one at the front there, which was in range of my very short 24-inch guns, had a 3+ invulnerable save, and the ones at the back in range of my longer ranged guns had this special rule where they could put the wounds onto the drones. So I proceeded to shoot anyway. I did my absolute best. I did no damage on the Riptides, did I?
You did 1 wound.
1 wound.
1 wound.
1 wound on a Riptide. The Vault itself targeted some squisher units with its Tesla spheres, and I managed to take out the Kroot that were hanging around there on the objective. So that was a useful kill. It gave me a point as well. So I was holding 3 objectives, 2 on my side and 1 in the middle. So I managed to get 4 points back. So it's now 6 points to 4. But I've got to weather another very powerful Tau shooting phase. Let's see what happens. Turn 2 for the Tau. Okay, so Tau turn 2. And for the second time, Shadow Sun's Cayenne ability went off, giving everything there rerolls, basically. So a lot of shooting, and to be fair, a lot of damage. However, I have 1 hero. That warrior there, he is going to be upgraded to an Overlord. Yeah, he managed to survive the last few shots that came in. However, I did lose all of the other warriors. I have used 2 command points to make him auto rally, so I'm hoping to get quite a few warriors back up next turn. We will see. The Vault took a couple of big guns this time, taking him down to 18 wounds. Hopefully I'll get a few of those back in my turn. The destroyers over here totally wiped off. Took a couple of riptides to take them out, but yeah, they eventually went down. And over here I lost 2 wounds from some shooting from the Kroot just up there. I didn't roll particularly well, but that's the way it goes. Okay, so the Tau managed to score 2 objective points and a point for killing the destroyers. So let's see if I can grab some points back in my very depleted Necron army. Okay, so Necron turn 2. The 2 destroyers that were killed earlier didn't come back up, so they just stood where they were. The warriors in the middle, I managed to get 7 warriors up. We'll talk more in a minute while there's only 4 left. And then the Catan in its vault moved up along with the Cryptic. I managed to get 3 wounds back on the vault, so I'm back up to 21 wounds. I then opened up fire. I shot at the front big Riptide. I managed to get him down to 6 wounds. The only thing that I didn't shoot at the big Riptide was the Vault. The small guns shot in over at the Kroot and I managed to kill them, denying that objective and also taking a kill point back for me, so that was useful. I then decided it might be a good idea to see what the Tau are like with this wonderful Overwatch that they've got. So I tried to assault with the Catan into these guys, well in particular to the front guy, but with the Sept rules and the other special rules, so basically overwatching on 5s and re-rolling. It only took, and then all the other Riptides being able to overwatch as well, it took 2 Riptides to overwatch my Catan to death. The Catan was at full strength. So yeah, that was not good. And then I rolled a 6 on the explosion and I killed 3 of my warriors there. So I did manage to get a few points. So I got a point for killing the Kroot and I got 2 points for objectives. That takes me up to 7 points. The Tau are currently on 8 points and they have first blood. I don't have much left, however the Tau's special rules, which they've been using for the first 2 turns, are not there anymore. So let's see how good they are without those special rules. Okay, so turn 3 for the Tau. The Necrons are here, just about. So what happened? The Riptide that was on the end moved and advanced towards that objective over there, taking that. This Riptide here, which was fairly badly wounded, did take another wound from Overwatch on my Cryptic there, but we didn't kill each other. The warriors of course have gone, they were gunned down. Most of the shooting was done on the Vault. He managed to get 1 damage done from one of the guns over there, and then he used a stratagems, 3 points, adding +1 to wound.
+1 to wounds,
yeah. Focus fire, and took my Vault all the way down to 3 wounds. This guy here, the Cloak Cryptic, has got some work to do. Don't forget, you can actually win this Cryptic on my giveaway. This was painted by Brush for Hire. Awesome commission painter. This Cryptic looks amazing and I am giving him away. I will link you up to the giveaway video, top right hand corner. Go and check it out. In the meantime, we're going to move in to turn 3 for the Necrons. The Tau managed to get 3 points that time, 1 for killing my warriors and then 2 points for objectives. So it is currently 9 points to 7. Let's see what the Necrons can do. Okay, so turn 3 for the Necrons. I managed to roll quite well on my RP for once. I got both of my destroyers back up, so back to full strength. I positioned them to take charge of killing the Riptide on there. I of course moved the Cryptic out of the assault and then I shot him and managed to kill him. So that was very nice to do. Felt good that. The Vault.
How good's the Vault been, Nick?
The Vault, it's been very good, except I've been rolling ones. Yeah, I rolled atrociously once again on the powers. The amount of ones that I've been rolling today has been dreadful. However, I did manage to get some extra kill points with the Vault. I did take out a Fire Warrior squad. That was an extra kill point. and I managed to get a few wounds back on the vault, so it's back up to 6 wounds. I moved the cryptic to this objective here, so I've got 1, 2, 3 objectives there, and I killed 2 units over there and the Riptide, gaining me 3 points for killing units. So we're up now to 12 points each. That's including the first blood that the Tau have. So the scoreline is equal, the model count isn't. Let's see if the Necrons are as survivable as they should be. Okay, so turn 4 for the Tau. As you can see, the vault is gone. Target priority, everything moving into range to kill the vault. Next target priority was the destroyers. I did lose 3 destroyers, 2 left though, so hopefully I can get some good RPs. Tau taking 3 objective points and a point for killing the vault. So I'm a little bit behind, however, I should grab 3 more points myself this turn. So let's see what happens in the Necron turn 4. Okay, so Necron turn 4. I managed to get 1 of the destroyers back up from the RP. I then moved them into the piece of terrain next to that backfield objective. The cryptic moved slightly forward to get in range of that HQ there. And then I moved the cryptic back, still within 3 inches of the backfield objective, but just moving outside range of at least 1 of the Riptides, unless of course they move. I then opened up shooting. First of all, the Staff of Light on that character. She took 1 wound and then puts 1 of the wounds onto the marker drone who died. Only 2 marker drones left, so I split fire 2 destroyers into those marker drones. Sadly, 1 of them missed, so I only killed 1 drone. However, the heavy destroyer killed the other single drone that was near the objective, giving me the kill point. So that gave me a kill point. And then I got 3 points for standing on 3 objectives. So I've pulled back a few more points. Let's see what happens in the Tau turn 5. Okay, so Tau turn 5. Pretty easy pickings for them really. So the cryptic took some shots and eventually died. The cryptic did save quite well, but in the end it was just too much. He was overpowered and died. And then the Riptides took the destroyers out, and it was just this single cryptic left. The cryptic is down to 1 wound after all of the shooting. My last character on 1 wound as I moved into my turn 5. I couldn't do much, I just took the extra point. So the final score was 22 points to the Tau and 16 points to Necrons. Okay, so let's have a quick chat about the game. Okay, so that is the game over. Ace.
Done it again.
What I want to know is, do they sell dice without ones on?
I've never ever seen such terrible rolling. I don't think ever. Like, not 2s, not 3s, just 1s.
1s.
Just 1s.
Especially on the psychic powers or the powers of the Catan.
The only time I think I saw you roll a 6 was when the thing blew up. Yes.
Yeah.
Tough.
So, obviously, one of the key things there was first turn.
Yes. Huge.
Yeah. So, I didn't get first turn, which I was hoping to.
Yeah.
My plan's teleport 2 units of Immortals, and then Valin 20 warriors in your face. Use the Mephrit special rule.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I think that was scary though. The thought of that, when we just talked it through, and that sounds brutal.
So in terms, obviously that didn't happen. So after that didn't happen, what did you think of the list that I had after the fact that obviously I didn't get first term?
Yeah.
Do you think that list could work?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a really good list. I mean, I liked it. I was still surprised by the resilience. You know, you don't ever really kind of fully understand it until you actually face, you know, putting a lot of shots into one unit and then find they comes back next turn. So, you know, I knew that I had to eliminate whole units, which is what I did first couple of turns.
Yeah.
But as soon as I dropped a bit of firepower, with the reroll started to dry up a little bit, and I was only able to take bits out of a unit, to straight away see these units then pop up and then be able to return fire was quite scary. And I think, you know, also we talked, you know, about that, the vault you rolled so poorly on. I think if you had even rolled half as good, you know, it would have shown the list in a very different light.
Yeah.
As it was, at times it was laughable because, you know, you had 2 turns solid of just completely whiffing everything.
Yeah.
And you got 4 powers.
Yeah. Well, three. I can use 3
yeah.
out of the 4.
Crazy.
So the vault, 500 points nearly, and all I did was took out 2 squads of Kroot.
Very good at killing Kroot. Very good. I mean, look, if you've got a Kroot problem, Kroot infestation, I think the vault is what you need. Go and buy some vaults.
However, it did attract your attention.
Yeah, absolutely. And it did hang around.
Yeah.
It did hang around. I mean, look, it took 4 turns, didn't it? 4 turns for me putting fairly brutal shooting into it to take it out.
Yeah. And obviously, but he was buffed by the Cryptic as well. So effectively, it paid more points for the Cryptic to buff him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd love to see it come out again.
Yeah.
I think it's not a fair chance because it's just you need get some new dice and give it another crack.
Well, not only was I not rolling the powers very well,
but
also the 4+ invulnerable save, I just couldn't save it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And some of your targets, the strength of them was more around kind of like squishy stuff. At times, like first turn, you didn't really get in the optimum range for certain things.
Yeah.
So I think a few things kind of were not in your favour. So I think it's probably not the best full test of it. I can still see there's quite a lot of potential in the unit, and it looks so cool on the board.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
It adds a nice menacing element to the army, doesn't it?
Especially if you're a crew. Well scary.
So one most improved unit in the Necron Codex is supposed to be destroyers.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the destroyers? Yeah,
I think they're great. Really, really strong. We've both said that range is probably their biggest issue. They did, particularly with, so most of my guns are 36 inches. It's quite easy for me to outrange them and to be able to put heavy hurt onto them before they really get in range. And I think that's their big downfall. And also, they struggled against T7. So if you're currently taking them against Flyrants, now hopefully in the future Flyrants won't be such a menace that they are, but against T7, so against Riptides, Flyrants, they are going to struggle a bit with that.
And even with the strategy, I used the stratagems obviously for the re-rolls and everything, and even then,
it's just
not amazing, was it?
Really tough getting through that toughness 7. But I see a huge. I mean, I think they're a really strong unit, and to be able to stand them up when they're such a powerful unit, I think is really good. So I expect to see a lot more of them. I think they are really, really strong. I like them.
Well, my list started with 3 units of 6 destroyers.
Scary.
But 900 points, a lot of points, so that had to be dropped down.
Heavy destroyers though, still think they have a place?
One-shot wonder, but they do have potential still. But I think, especially if you're using the stratagems, you're better off having just destroyers. One reason why I had the heavy destroyers in there as well was just a few points left over, so I just added them in.
Yeah, scare factor again, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. So in terms of the game itself, obviously a runaway really for the Tau, but I did accumulate quite a few points there as well. Yeah.
I think if you know, literally, the last couple of times I needed to hose you down, the last couple of turns, or otherwise potentially you could have even pinched it. I mean, it was actually quite close on the points. It really, really was. But if I fluffed and I was running out of re-rolls because I didn't have all the buffs, if I fluffed on the last couple of turns and didn't manage to clear things off, you could have pinched it. You had the right ball presence.
Because you did have quite a few sort of squishy units for me to get a a few points as well, didn't you, as the big guys? So.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it was closer than potentially, than it might have looked. It actually was. Yeah.
Well, my only unit surviving was the Cryptic. And I said I am giving that Cryptic away, so check out the giveaway video. That is in the description below. And of course, Aceface has his own channel, so don't forget to check that out. I'll put that in the description. And I haven't forgot.
Don't forget.
I haven't forgot.
Don't forget.
I'm going to give them the biggest shout.
That's what we need.
Yeah, exactly. And Aceface is also part of Twisted Dice, which is another YouTube channel doing awesome battle reports. And that's the type of battle reports you actually get to see all the dice rolls, etc. So definitely check out Twisted Dice as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So thanks very much for the game.
It's a pleasure.
Hopefully we can do it again soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I say it? You can say it with me. Go on.
Oh, if I have a go,
Yeah,
right, okay, go
ready?
on then. Yeah.
You've got to say beam us up though.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Beam us up.
Beam us up. That wasn't very good, did it go?
You got to do the. We got to do it at a time, right? Time.
Yeah, of course. Right, ready?
Okay, go on then.
3, 2, 1, go.
Beam
us up. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, today I've got Nick speaking, and
So he's sniggering. Go for it.
okay.
Gonna get the giggles. It's gonna be hard.
Okay, here we go.
Composure.
The first take was alright.
Yeah, it's always the way, isn't it?
Okay,
It's
here we
always
go.
the way.
It's gonna be fun.
You got this.
Oh dear. Right.
You've got to watch it.
There's
there.
absolutely nothing funny.
No,
I don't know why I'm laughing.
No, but there's that. Once you've started, it's very
Yeah.
difficult to stop.
Ow! Right, okay. Well, at least we've got some good outtakes.
Yeah, absolutely, as always.